Hello, welcome to the class. Today we are going to look at another economic sector. The last one we saw was the manufacturing sector. So today we are going to look at another economic sector, which is the services sector. So the more a society is advanced, it transforms from agriculture to manufacturing and the services sectors. So, what are the segments that constitute the services sector? So, here are there. So, in the services sector, the services industries, we have examples here on this side. We have the first one here is the leisure. The leisure is composed of the sports, everything about sports, theme parks, playgrounds. That is the place you can stay and have a good time when you are not working. Another segment in the services sector is the healthcare or what you call the health plan industry. Okay, so in this segment you have the hospitals, the clinics, and any place you can have the treatment, even for drug addicts. Everything here is under the healthcare segment. Another one is the catering. So the catering we have hotels, resorts, bars, restaurants. Okay, all these ones are inside the catering segment. Another segment inside the services sector is the telecommunications. So here the companies that deal with telephone, provide internet services and broadband and things of the like. So all of them are what you call the telecommunications uh, segment. Another important segment in the services industries is the retail. Okay, retail, that is the stores you have generally on the street. You have retail stores like Walmart and the other ones. You have shopping malls. You have department stores and you have a grocery stores. So all these they constitute the retail segment. Another important segment in the retail sector is the computer softwares. Computer software that is dealing with computer programs and the maintenance of or providing. Today we have what they call SaaS, which is software as a service. All right, so everything dealing with the computer software, the servicing, the maintenance is under this computer software. Like the IT companies, what they do is they provide services of maintenance to their customers. Okay, another segment here is the financial services. As we know, in the financial services, you will have the banks, you have the insurance companies. Today we have digital banking, and then we have other small financial services companies, which are not banks. They are not banks, but they also deal with money. They can lend money also. So another important segment in the services sector is the tourism area, which deals with the travels, holiday packages. That is whenever you want to travel, especially for holidays, you go there and they do the bookings and everything. So that's under tourism segment. Another segment is the media. The media is composed of companies that deal with newspapers. They write newspapers like the Wall Street Journal, New York Times. So they are in the media segment. They also publish magazines. All right. You also have a televisions, a streaming, and the movies. All of them are in the media company. Today we have a streaming, which is very famous. You have Netflix, you have Amazon Prime, and the other ones. So all of them are inside the media segment. Another segment in the services sector is the we have the private security. That is, they provide security especially to companies, and also they provide to private homes. If you have money to pay for them, they will provide you with their security services. So this is another segment within the services sector. Another one is the cleaning. Many people don't talk about this. Is the cleaning. segment. That is, they are responsible for commercial building cleanings, condominiums, do the cleanings because this requires a specialized type of service. Not everyone can do it, especially in tall buildings. So this one here, you have some company that are specialized in doing that, right? So cleaning is within the services sector. It's a segment within this sector. And the last one we are looking at here is the real estate. Remember, in the manufacturing, we said the real estate, which is the construction of buildings and selling them. Now we have a real estate, again, dealing with the services area, which is the buying and selling and managing of buildings, or in other words, the buildings already constructed. For example, you can buy apartments, or you buy houses and sell, or you rent, or you can administer. So this is under real estate, but it's considered as services. The other one in the manufacturing is only involved with the construction of buildings. So they just construct the buildings and sell. They don't administrate, and they don't sell them in small units. They sell everything once. Okay, so these are the segments we have within the services sector. And as we did with the manufacturing, what are the common problems you should expect in each of these segments? For the real estate, generally, the problem is if no one is interested in buying the apartments or buying houses, renting office spaces. For example, when we had the COVID-19, many renting offices because everything we were under quarantine and nothing was functioning. So most of the renting office spaces were empty. So you can have that problem because the business was not moving. There is no money to rent. You can also have default in condominium fees. That is when people don't have money, they don't pay on time. So that's a default. So these are the common problems we have with respect to real estate business. For the leisure, the problem we may have is when you hire soccer players who don't score goals, so that's a risk. Or you can have accidents in theme parks. Sometimes they occur. So these are the problems you may expect to have in all these areas. For the healthcare area, you are going to have something we call the medical error. So if a doctor makes a mistake during the surgery, especially during surgery, he may forget something inside your body. So this is a medical error. Okay, it's not very common, but sometimes it occurs. In the catering segment, the common problem there may be food poisoning. That is, you eat a food that is poisoned by bacteria or virus. So, and sometimes it can be too dangerous. Somebody can die from that, the food poisoning. For the telecommunications, we may have protests against communication antennas in suburban areas. That is, they don't want antenna because of the effect of exposure, um, the microwaves you may have. So sometimes you have these protests that may be. Another problem you may have with telecommunications may be the question of the price. Maybe the price of the internet connection or the broadband. It may be too high for some people, especially the low income people whose salary is very low. So this may be a problem they may face. Or some rural areas where income is really very low. So people there will be protesting that they don't have the internet access. Alright, so in the retail, the problem we have in retail is whenever we have economic recession, we have or we have high interest rates, generally the retail business goes down because many people buy on credit. And when the interest is very high, the demand for the products they go down, it's reduced. Or under economic recession, generally many people lose their jobs, so they don't have money to go and start buying things. For the computer softwares, what we have, the problems that may occur may be that the application software or what you call the app may not be working. or you may have the problem of hacking people's information, or the problem of privacy when people's accounts are invaded and they hack the information. So that's problem with the computer softwares. We had these problems some time ago. We had with Walmart, we had with Target, and many large corporations had this the problem of invasion of hackers to take pri- uh, private people's information stored. So for the financial services, we have the main problem is lending money to people who cannot pay back. Remember the subprime mortgage in 2008, lending money to people who cannot pay back the money. So this may be the problem. You have a default, you may have a foreclosure going because of that. But that's a problem. For the tourism segment, the problem may be that the visitors who bought the holiday package may be robbed in some destinations. These destinations are not safe. So when you buy, when you bought the package, the people didn't know that these destinations were not safe. So when they arrived there, nobody told them anything, and they can be robbed. So that's the problem people in the tourism segment should expect to occur. Or they should be very careful whenever they are selling holiday packages. Okay, for the media, the main problem with the media segment is the political inclination, that is the editorials. And most of their writings sometimes they try they try to favor uh, one side of the politics. Like in the USA, you have the Republicans and the Democrats. So some of the publications and newspapers or magazines, they sometimes some of them may favor the Republicans, and sometimes some of them may favor the Democrats. Not only newspapers, even the TVs, even their shows and the interviews and everything, you have this political inclination which brings political divide. So this is a problem you should expect if you're in the media segment. Okay, for the private security segment, the problem generally will be robbery of office blocks or condominiums. Okay, so you provide security, and sometimes it's not sufficient. Robbers can go in and break inside and steal some of the things. So that is it. So this is what you should expect. For the cleaning, generally the complaint against toilets and clean places in condominiums, in office blocks. Okay, people who use the toilets, most of the time they complain against the that the toilets are not clean. So you should expect this if you are in this segment. So once you know that you're going to have all these problems, what are you going to do next? How would you try to mitigate or try to solve these problems? So this will be the exercise you have to do. You have to find out what should be the probable solutions to these problems in these segments. So imagine yourself that you are working in one of these segments, and then the probable problem will occur on this side. So what are you going to do to solve this problem or these problems? Just write them down in the comment section, and then I will respond to you accordingly. So we'll see you in our next class.